Okay, hello everyone. So with this video, I had a bit of an issue because I recorded everything, but none of the sound came through. So I had like my new mic attached to my shirt, had the part plugged into my phone that I needed, and I didn't really think about why it was blinking at me this entire time. So turns out I forgot to turn on the mic, and that was my issue. So this entire video I was going to scrap because I was just so frustrated and mad at myself. But I decided to just do like a voiceover for this. So you're genuinely, I yapped so much in this video that I could not for the life of me tell you or remember myself what I was yapping about exactly. 'Cause I was yapping just to yap. So yeah, I'll try to do a voiceover, kind of go over everything because this was a March and April collective PC mail haul. So I didn't really get around to doing March. So I'm going to be doing hand movements, by the way, because I, I'm just doing hand movements because I was talking, but it's not going to match up and I'm just going to talk over just about whatever I want to. So again, this was a March and April collective PC mail haul, which I didn't really get to do March because I had went out of town for a well, I had a concert here in my city that Wednesday, which I went to, which was for Jaluka, which is a visual K band. But that Saturday, I had to drive to another major city 4 hours up north so that my sister and I could go see Kim Dracula and Hanabi, which is another Japanese band, but they're not visual K. Anyways, I didn't get to do a March collective haul, and then I had a bunch of stuff in April, which was like including my birthday. And unfortunately, my cat that I've had since I was 15 passed away. So I'm 28 now, but I've had her since I was 15. So I had her for almost 13 years because I got her, I think, sometime in the fall after I turned 15. So I had her almost 13 years. Anyways, it was just a busy month. So I didn't really get around to doing March and then April. And then also a lot of my GOM stuff didn't, or not my GOM stuff, but like stuff from my GOM, from my group orders, they didn't arrive until April. So I was like, oh, I'll just put everything in the April haul. And so here we are. Uh, Again, I was gonna scrap this video, but I did not want to waste that much like footage and then I'd have one less video to put up. And I have my next video in mind, but yeah. So basically in the video I was saying like just because, well, I think I said this, I think I mentioned or I wanted to mention this, but because of no, I think I did mention this. Anyways, because of AT's announcing their tour in early April, I managed to get tickets to Tacoma, Washington and day 1 of LA. So I am actually in Texas, and I know that there's a Texas date, but my sister and I would like to move to the Pacific Northwest in the future. And we had plans because I didn't think ATs would do a tour this year, but I had a feeling that they probably would. Um, I'm watching the video right now, but as of right now, I'm going over kind of just like the letter portions or like stuff that came in like envelopes. So, oh, I think I'll talk about like stuff like this. This is I bought this Rui PC from XLove, and I had already made a trade for it, which we'll see later. But the trade was in less like my part of the trade was like perfect, absolutely 100% perfect condition. And the person that traded with me for the PC that I wanted, which is this one, I was like, it's not in perfect condition, but I'll go ahead and like give them the PC that they want. I'm not gonna deny them a trade just because there's like a very insignificant mark on the back. But yeah, so I still did that trade, which you'll see in a minute or two, I don't remember. But I did this trade. I still bought one because it was still at a good price. Because when I was trying to trade this thing, I could not for the life of me find anyone selling this exact PC. It was the last one I needed. I traded everything else. Well, I only had two trades to do, and the first trade wasn't that hard to find. But finding this exact Rui PC, like, difficult to find. I don't know. Like, I get it. He's absolutely gorgeous, but also, like, why was it so hard to find? Like, everyone was gatekeeping it, and they didn't give out enough. Anyways, I bought one that was absolutely perfect condition. So yeah, and I'm just gonna show it off right here. But I think what I'll do is I'll like go over some parts of like the haul, as in like the PCs and what it was and who they came from, and like maybe some backstory, because I have some backstories for some of this, I think. But anyways, I'll do some backstory to the PCs that I'm doing orders, trades, whatever, and then I'll talk about whatever. So going back to ATs and their tour, yes, I'm in Texas AT&T, but I want to move to the Pacific Northwest, excuse my lisp. Go to the Pacific Northwest with West with my sister. I'm not cropping any of this out. I'm not doing all that. But I want to go up there with my sister in the future, and what we planned to do was plan a 2-week trip later in the year, like late fall, to Washington to see if we could find, I think Washington and Oregon, just to see like if we like it there and what the vibe is and stuff like that. Like to make sure that we like it. And we would obviously like make multiple trips over the years until we decide to move. Man, I'm stupid for dropping that thing. Anyways, we were gonna plan a trip to Seattle, Tacoma, Portland, Oregon, like later this year, but with ATs announcing their tour, we were like, why don't we move the trip up, still take 2 weeks on a vacation, and just spend 1 week in Washington and then 1 week in LA, because she's a Mingy stan, so we kind of had to get tickets to LA day one. There's me getting excited about Sungwa. But she's in a Mingy stan, and what I suggested to her was to make a vacation that was still 2 weeks. Why don't we just do Tacoma 1 week and then we go to a second date? Because I don't know why last tour I was like, we're gonna do two dates next time. Like we're gonna travel. So I suggested to her, because you're a Mingy stan, why don't we go to LA, which was at the time day one, like they only had 1 day, and we can see Mingy the day before his birthday. And she loved the idea, so I said, okay, like I'm fine with doing that. Then they added day two of LA, which initially I was upset about it because I was like, what if they don't celebrate? Um, oh, getting to this. I'll get back to the Mickey thing, but getting to this order, this was actually a go that I had entered for my sister, because at the time when these came out, my sister didn't have a lot of money, and I was able to find this local GOM who was doing OT8 still, because everyone else that I used did not have OT8. I went to her to do it, and I got it for my sister. She doesn't remember ever wanting it, but I still got it for her because she's an OT8 collector, which is her issue. Like, she spends so much and doesn't get as many sets, but I mean, she's happy with what she gets, but I feel bad for her because she doesn't. Again, she's a Mingy stan, but she also loves and she just gets OT8, so I got this for her. Tell me why this Gom who is local, like, hardly ever any communication, and I think at some point we were getting so frustrated that like we hadn't heard anything. Things were being held up because of a previous comeback, I think, and I don't know. I genuinely don't know, but we were all getting frustrated in the chat and she never responded. And it turns out after we had that blow up in the chat with amongst each other, I wasn't a part of it. I was watching. I was watching the tea, watching the fights happen because I was like, this is ridiculous. Anyways, yeah, no communication. I think after that blow up or during that blow up, she was actually in another country, and someone that she knew had to go into the chat and like let everyone know like, hey, she's not in the country. When she gets back home, she's gonna send everything out. And she silently sent everything out. I do remember her username, but I'm not gonna tell anybody her username because I don't know. I'd rather not start stuff. And I don't, again, she didn't explain herself why she wasn't updating, so I don't know if it was personal reasons or some things happened, so I really don't know. But eventually I got my PCs for my sister, and I'm just gonna show them off and I'm gonna put them back in the containers. And I'm so jealous because she got OT8, she was able to get like the unit PCs, but maybe I'll steal them from her. No, I gave her everything. I gave her all 12 PCs. Um, but yeah, back to the AT's tour. Yeah, after we secured our tickets, we ended up getting day two for LA on Minky's birthday. So now we're kind of worried, like, are we gonna be able to um like celebrate Minky's birthday the day before? Because that was what we really wanted to do. Like I really wanted that for her, to see her bias and like be able to celebrate him on his birthday and just bask in the festivities, whatever they're gonna do. Festivities. So they added day two, which is fine. I'm happy for Mingy, but we're still not sure what's gonna happen with that. And we wanted to get day two tickets. We were talking about it this weekend. And I told her because my friend who lives locally, I never get to take them to K-pop concerts because they live 45 minutes away from me, even though they're still local. My city's like a pretty big city. They live 45 minutes away from me, and they don't drive, so it's kind of difficult sometimes to, especially like during weekdays or just the back and forth. So, but also I don't know what K-pop concerts they want to go to. I just buy the tickets with my sister and I think later. I don't think to ask them, which is my bad. But they're mostly into metal, which is fine. But they want to experience their first K-pop concert, and I told them like, "Hey, we're not gonna do Texas, Arlington. We're gonna do Tacoma and LA." And here's actually the trade that I got for the X Love Rui PC. So yeah, that's that trade. Anyways, back to this AT store. Yeah, so I told them like, hey, we're not gonna do Texas. We're actually gonna do LA and Tacoma, and we're gonna be gone for 2 weeks. And they were like, well, I'll join you guys for LA. And I was like, okay. So the issue with me and my sister was, do we add day two? Because we're gonna be in LA for a week, but we're going home back to our city that Sunday, and our concert date is the Friday. So I told him like we can do Saturday, but we're going to be up early for the plane. And not only that, it's our decision to add the second date. So we're gonna have to either, like, it would be kind of rude to just be like, hey, we're gonna go to the second date. Go ahead and buy your ticket to my friend if they don't have the money and if they're doing other things with their money and they're only able to afford like just a week long trip with us and then do some small things and just go sightseeing and not have a second date. I was like, well, if we're doing a second date and we're just deciding it for ourselves, and if they can't do it, then we can't just make them stay home, like, or in the hotel or Airbnb, whatever we're deciding to do. So we kind of have to, um, kind of buy their ticket. And my sister's like, well, the cheapest I can find is 75. Like, Um, and I was like, well, splitting 75 times three in 2 ways, like that's less money for us. And she was like, well, we can just forget it. We'll just hope that they have something for day two. Anyways, that ticketing experience, guys, whoever bought tickets, I know you know. I know you you no. Like that was so difficult. I'm just showing like the slight damages to the PC. It's like album packaging damage, but me, I want the perfect PC, and because my other ones are perfect, and I have some PCs that I bought for cheap because they were slightly damaged, but you can't see it when the sleeves are on. But for this exact one, I wanted like a pristine edition. So I'm probably gonna sell that and disclose like damages and sell it at a discount. So that's what that is. Um I'm gonna wait for a minute while I get into the next thing. Do I have anything to say about this? What is that? I know I opened it, but I think when I opened it, I was confused about what this was. I think it's just album PCs. A lot of this stuff was already open beforehand because I was like talking about I don't know how people who are on YouTube doing these do it, because me, I like to send proofs on my Instagram like as soon as I get it. And so I don't know how people do it, because do they do that like where they do the proofs and open it and then just do a collective haul video later, or do they open everything on camera for the first time and then do proofs later? Because then I'm gonna have to spam my Instagram story with that, like all however many orders, like proofs, and then I'm gonna look insane. But it's just like a collective video. Anyways, I'm just gonna go through the freebies and whatever PCs they are. I think they're just album PCs, if I can remember. I don't remember, but I got PCs, guys. I'm pretty sure they're it's Angels X ATs is the username. It's ATs PCs, guys. I'm an AT stan. ATs is my alt group, so ATs PCs. I'm pretty sure they're album PCs. So it is what it is. I'm gonna leave it at that and continue with my story. But yeah, ATs ticketing, guys. You know how stressful that stuff was. And we have the 18E membership, so we got the pre-sale code. So what our plan was, we spent a week doing this plan. From initially when, like, I think when they announced tickets, like we called each other immediately and we're like, okay, what are we doing? And we kind of planned it with each other. And our plan was, wanted to get VIP. And I know how expensive that is, and I was kind of prepared because I knew what prices were last year. So I was like, I want to get VIP for the first time ever, so let's go ahead and try for that. Oh, yeah, these are okay. I'm gonna actually, I know what that top PC is. Gom sent like OTA for what are they, the Poca PCs for Golden Hour Part 1. The Gom didn't send me that top Yao song, so I had to buy it separately, which is fine because they're pretty cheap. And then I bought a couple other PCs that I was missing, so that's all. Um, yeah, so our plan was we're gonna try for VIP for Tacoma. I was like, I am not trying to get VIP for LA. That is too many people. Like, there's so many people that travel to LA from other like states. I was gonna say countries, maybe countries too, but like there's so many other people who travel like completely across the country to LA from like all over the country to go to LA for a concert. And I was like, I'm not gonna fight VIP for that. So I was like, we're gonna do VIP for Tacoma. And I didn't want my sister to have that stress. And also, I was like, what if she messes up? Because she was in charge of buying tickets last time. I mean, we both tried for it like last year, but I got kicked out of the line. And so it was up to her. And she kind of panicked and she was a little bit slow. So we kind of got mad at each other. And we had to go eat lunch like at a nice restaurant that we like. Well, not a nice restaurant. I mean, it's really good, but this restaurant that my family loves. So we went to go eat to make up because we were so mad. We were snapping at each other, guys. So yeah, I didn't want her to stress and mess us up. I was like, if we're not gonna get VIP, I want it to be my fault. I don't want it to be her fault, and I don't want to unintentionally be mad at her and like just be frustrated in the moment with her because she missed it. I mean, I would have gotten tickets anyway. I would get nosebleeds if I had to get AT tickets. Like, they're okay. I'll get into that discussion later, but um, yeah, I was like, if we're gonna give VIP, I want it to be me getting the ticket so I can mess up and it'll be my fault. So I was in charge of getting VIP, and she was in charge of just getting tickets for me, her, and my friend on for LA. So I had the big one. I forgot what place in line I was when ticketing actually happened. Like, we were on FaceTime for like a good 30 minutes. Oh, this is me getting into one giant order that I put in with somebody because they had like a buy two get one free deal for PCs on their account. Honey Hunnit, I think that's how you say it. I actually bought some more PCs recently, so that's gonna go in my May haul. Um, yeah, it's like sitting over there. I'm like looking at it right now, so I kind of want to record this and get it out, and then I'll eventually do like a May haul. I don't have a lot, or I may do a May and June haul. Maybe I'll just do a May haul. I don't know. I'll figure it out. But yeah. So I think when ticketing happened, I we were on the phone on FaceTime for like half an hour, and I was like working from home that day. I managed to finesse it where I was able to work from home because I'm hybrid. So at the time, I was Monday and Friday work from home, and the rest of the days like work in office. They kind of changed that like they notified us of a change not this past week, but the week before, and starting like June 16th, we have to be in office 4 days and work from home 1 day, which I was upset about, but whatever. Um, yeah, so my team lead's pretty flexible with me, so I told her like I actually had an appointment for um my new contacts, which is a whole different thing. But I had an eye appointment. I was like, look, I have to get these contacts right within 90 days. Otherwise, the insurance is going to charge me for a whole other contact, and it's a specialty contact. So I told her, like, hey, I'm good. I planned this where I was able to get an appointment at like 2 o'clock, I think, that day of AT's pre sale membership sale. So I was able to get an appointment for that day at 2 o'clock. So I worked from home so I can get to my appointment. So I finessed that because I really did have my appointment. Like I have to get these contacts right within 90 days or I'm going to be charged for a whole new contact. So I can have unlimited like revisions to the contact within 90 days and no charge to me. But once those 90 days are up, charge for another contact. Um, yeah, so I managed to finesse it so I could work from home that day, and I set up my iMac that has been just sitting on my desk because it doesn't fit on my desk with my work computers. Set it up in my dining room, and I had, if I can like put in a photo of like what my setup looked like, I'll put it right here. But I had like my signed albums up. I had an OT8 set for my Mercari Japan haul. I had my Jung Rami plush up there, and I was ready to go. So we were on FaceTime for like half an hour, just like yelling at each other. Actually, we were on FaceTime for more than half an hour because she took the day off for this. Um, and I couldn't because I'm saving all my days for my vacation, but she has more flexible PTO than me. Um, so, or I think she was floating holidays. I forgot how she said that she was gonna finesse it. But oh, those are freebies that they gave me. So, but yeah, back to the story. We were on FaceTime for like, oh, okay. So of course, we're in Texas Central Time, so we were trying for tickets on the West Coast. So we had to do 10 a.m. their time. Why did I believe my sister? Oh, I'm just showing like the insane amount of PCs that I got, but again, they were buy two get one free, and they were super cheap, a lot of them. So relatively, I think I spent like maybe either $50 or slightly less than $50 for all those PCs in the boxes. So, um, yeah, I don't know why I believe my sister, who is 5 years younger than me, by the way. I and I have been to LA a few times, so I kind of know the time difference. But why did I believe her that she said, "Oh, we're gonna have to do ticketing at 8 a.m. because they go on sale 10 a.m. their time, so our time it's like 8 a.m." I believed her, so I was up at 7 in the morning, no, before 7 in the morning, and just trying to make sure I had all my stuff set up so I could work from the dining room on set up on my like two screens that is required for work because I have a lot of documents to check, so I have to have two screens so I can compare and contrast and have one document up on the screen and then on the other screen I can start entering in our system. Anyways, I ha- I quickly found out. I like Googled it. I was like, no, it is 12 p.m. our time, 10 a.m. their time. So I'm just pointing out that that was like the other polka that the Gom sent me. I know they sent me in this set two Yao songs instead of a Jongo. So I was missing Jongo, and the Yao song up top that I have laid out was one I was missing from another polka set. Again, that one. So yeah, I have a Yao song from that one that I was gonna sell, but these are all the cards that I got. I have a lot missing, and I was trying to. I do like OTA album PCs because I feel bad just collecting Hongjung and Yao song because those are my two biases. And I love all of ATs. Like they all bias wreck me. They're all my biases pretty much. But I do OTA album, and then I'll do some pobs and exclusives OTA, or I'll grab members of exclusives and pobs that I can get. But yeah, so I'm missing a lot of album PCs. So I'm just trying to collect them, trying to complete sets. But yeah. So we were up for a while, and we were on FaceTime for a while, and 'cause she went back to sleep after I told her. Um, and I had to work, so I was on FaceTime with her for I think like an hour or so before ticketing. And again, I was in charge of VIP. So I was freaking the hell out. So I'm probably gonna say so and so much. I'm so sorry. But I'm like literally watching the video back while I'm doing my voiceover, trying to focus. Yeah. So again, I had the VIP job, so I think when like ticketing actually happened and I actually got my number in there, I think I was like 500, or I like recorded the whole experience, but I deleted it because the video was so cringe, but also because I didn't have the money up front for VIP, I was stupid. It's a stupid idea. Like, no one should be doing this. But I did Klarna payments for my tickets. And in the midst of ticketing, I had to go grab my ID so I can do the plan and get approved for it, which I did. So I had to shut off the thing because I had to take a picture on my phone of my ID on my Klarna app to prove that it was me asking for this loan. And yeah, so I got my tickets. I'm not mad. I'm gonna pay it off before the due date, and I'm just having to suck up the interest on it. But I secured my VIP. I got a teeny VIP, and at first I was so upset because after ticketing and I actually placed my order and I got it, nothing on there said a teeny because it said like a teeny offer. And while I was looking at it, I saw it was like ultimate offer. So all the ultimates were obviously getting bought up. So as I was buying them, so I was going like, okay, I'm gonna go a little bit far back, not a little bit far back, but like a tiny bit back from ultimate. I'll get 18 because that's gonna be the 18 VIP. So after I purchased it and my order was placed, nothing around it said 18 offer. So for so long, I was like upset, like trying to figure it out. Like, why would I pay these prices if it's not VIP? And eventually on Twitter, I found someone else who is going to Seattle and LA. And I told them, like, hey, you got VIP. What does your ticket say? And they're like, oh, well, what does your ticket say? And I said, mine says 18 offer. And they were like, yes, that is exactly what mine says. Or they got Ultimate, I think. But they're like, yes, that is VIP. You have VIP tickets secured. And I, at that point, still on FaceTime with my sister, like an hour later after ticketing, like, I I actually cried. And crying makes my sister uncomfortable because of the emotions and stuff. She has to go to therapy for that one. But yeah, so I started crying, and even though it makes my sister uncomfortable, like I covered my face, and I legitimately, I'm not even joking with you, like my voice got so cracked and tiny, and I couldn't speak a little bit because I was just so excited that like I actually got VIP, and I have send off with my sister to meet ATs. Like they're my alt group, and like I'll get into my story about how I got into K-pop. But my sister, um, with her tickets for LA, she was in the 5,000s, or was I? I think I was in like either 500s or like lower hundreds. Like I really don't remember my place, but 500 or below. And she was in the 5,000s for tickets, and I was like, thank God I didn't tell you to get VIP because we'd be screwed and we would not have it. Which of course we would have bought tickets anyways. And we don't have like crazy tickets because while I'm willing to spend more on a concert ticket, I don't think my friend is. So I said that 300 was a max, but we're shooting for below 200, which we did. And I forgot what place in LA like our seats are, but we got, I would say, decent seats. I hope. I've never been there like in that stadium, so I really don't know. But either way, ATs, it's always a good seat. It is always a freaking good seat no matter where you sit. Because this is the first time again I'm getting VIP. The first time we got tickets for their 2022 tour, we, my sis, I was, how do I get into this without telling my story about K-pop? Anyways, I didn't know ATs a ton, but I did like their music. Oh, now I'm getting into the golden stuff. Okay, so I might get into my K-pop like history in like my next video. But yeah, this is my favorite local gom. Love her so bad. Um, she does like high volume orders and she always gets stuff sent out so fast. Even with her full-time job, like, and people talk mess about her, I think. I don't really know because I don't check the accounts. But I think people like don't I think people give her issues, which is stupid because she's actually really fast in the way that she processes with her full-time job that she does like a crazy amount of hours for. And she travels like and she still manages to get it faster to us than other people. So I don't know what they're complaining about. Love her down bad. Um, again, she's high volume. Like she gets so many joiners on this stuff. Um, yeah, I love her so much. Like I will always love her. I will never have an issue with her. I'll always pay on time. Pay your goms on time, please, people. I'm begging you, pay them on time. And if you can't, maybe talk to them if they can give you an extension, though they're not required to do that. See if they might, because they might be a little bit generous. But sometimes asking for an extension on it, they can't cover if they don't have the funds to cover your portion, then they can't. But sometimes they will. But again, they're not obligated to give you an extension because they have to get these things within a certain amount of time. So if you're not paying on time, then that's slowing down for everybody else because everyone else is paid, but they can't pay until you pay. And so they actually, if you don't pay, they're probably gonna have to eat that price, especially this gom who ensures like OT8. So as long as I think 7 out of 8 are filled, and then we get the OT8. So I think what she does is she probably buys the last one, like the eighth spot, and you are guaranteed your claims. Because a lot of people like they have um goes and they have like slots filled. Oh, I'm just explaining that I don't remember buying these. Like I'm not surprised I bought them, but I don't have recollection of buying them. I don't remember buying them at all. Actually, I was looking for updated templates for this era, Golden Hour Part 1, and I cannot for the life of me find a template that has these on there. And I know they're legit, but I can't find a single template that has them on there. Cause the way I do my like orders and trades and goes on my phone is I take a screenshot of either like the post without a preview, or if they have previews, I'll take a picture of the post. And I know who I claim, so I take a picture of like what I claimed or like the set that I claimed and I keep it in there. Orders, I take a screenshot of the oh, I'm getting into this next gom. I actually don't want to talk about it. That's a whole nother issue. These this gom duo is like, well, I guess I'll talk about it. This gom duo is super slow, and what they don't do is communicate very often. And they're look, I was with them for a while, but I think there are a lot. Obviously, this is Golden Hour Part 1, and I'm just now getting it, which is that's Part 1, right? Yeah, that's Part 1. That was Golden Hour Part 1 claims. We are past Golden Hour Part 2, and I'm just now getting Golden Hour Part 1. We are approaching 2 comebacks later, and I don't have it. Oh, I just now got it. But I don't know, like they don't update things as much as I feel like they should. Like what they say in their like GOM rules is like we update in highlights, and it's your job to look through highlights, which I kind of understand, but also I'm not on that K-pop account all the time. Again, I'm not on that K-pop account all the time. It's not my personal. And even on my personal, I'm not on. I'm like on other platforms, and I'm not on I was gonna say ATs. I'm not on Instagram all the time. So I told them like, hey, maybe like send like a little update in the chat, like that you guys are working on stuff. And also, okay, yeah. So just like I don't know, they said that it was in the rules that you have to look at highlights, which I get, but also I can't be up there looking at their highlights religiously. I'm so sorry because they don't update all the time and I don't know when they update their stories. I'm not going to put an alarm or notification bell on my phone to notify me when they have a story update. So, yeah, I'm not using them anymore, unfortunately, but also they do sorted claims. So it's not always guaranteed that I get mine. And I think a couple of sets I got Sungwa instead of Hongjoong, which is fine. And another set I got Young instead of Hongjoong, which again, I really don't care who I get because I love them all. But then in my Hongsang binder, I'm going to be missing a Hongjoong for two sets. Either way, I'm not using them anymore. They get sick so often. It's actually insane. And it's like a duo. So it's like one person has it, but because they're sick that they can't go get it from the other person, I think. I don't know. But they're sick like all the time. I get that they're in school and I get that they're working full time or one of them's working full time and the other one's in school. I really don't know. But a little bit of communication. They had my claimed pictures, like the pictures of my claims since February 9th. I got these almost 2 months later. And the way that I see it is if you're going to have this many claim so what I think they did is they sent all claim pictures before they ever started shipping, which in my mind that doesn't really make sense. And I was a soft claim joiner, so I had priority amongst the other soft claim joiners. So of course I got priority in sorting. Our group, the soft claim group, got priority in sorting. And so the soft claim group people had to do their own sorting, and I didn't place really high in it because I think I was out at the store and I missed my alarm. No, I had my alarm, but I didn't have internet connection, so I was slightly lower than I would have liked. I wasn't terribly low, I think, in the grand scheme of the group, but lower than I would have liked. And yeah, if you heard my finger pop, I'm so sorry. I'm like holding my mic to my mouth, but yeah, they sent me my claim photos April 9th, and I got these like practically, or I got it February 9th. I think I said April. I got my claim photos, April, again, I was gonna say April again, February 9th. I got them like pretty much 2 months later in April. And I think from what I was seeing, they sent all the claim photos before they actually sent out an email, which is so, why would you do that in my mind? Because you could be, instead of having piles and piles and piles of go claims that are just sitting there, why can't you just, oop, I don't know if you heard me, but I hit my chair against my dog's crate. But why can't you like do a batch, like send these claim photos out, set that batch aside as soon as they start like like acknowledging that they got their claims and like whatever, especially because in this group order manager duo, the soft claims got free DOMs. So free domestic, I didn't have to pay for shipping to me. I only had to pay the item price and EMS, so the shipping um from them from the K from the Korean address to them. I only paid for that. But from them to me, I didn't have to pay for that. So, especially for soft claim joiners, if you're gonna do their claim photos first, why don't you um do the claim photos as soon as they start like confirming that they are okay with their claims, especially if you're not doing address checks on track shipping. Go ahead and start like one of them, or I don't know, just start putting them together so that they can be sent out in a more timely manner. Am I crazy for thinking that? Because if I was a GOM, I would do that. And I think most GOMs do that. Um, yeah. So I mean, I genuinely don't know. Like it, I I don't know. Again, I'm not using them anymore because they're a little bit slower and they. I know that there's life issues, but I really don't like that they say like, oh well, we only update the stories. And they're totally nice people. These two people are so freaking nice. I have never had issues with them. I'm always been very patient. But this go around, I don't know, like I the lack of communication into the group chats, especially if you already have batch one, batch two, batch three, or however many batch group chats, just update the batches. The batch group chats. You don't have to update all the store group chats. Update the batch group chats because that's so much faster. Like batch one, um, these came in to the KADI. We're waiting on them to send it out. Okay, batch two. These have not completely completed in the. These have not been received incomplete by the KADI, or the KADI is prepping them to send out. Batch one. Um, we got them. We're just gonna sort through them and make sure we got everything. And then batch two, we're sending them to us now. I don't know how the process of that went, but you know what I mean? And if there's a delay, like, hey, we got them, we've had them for like a couple weeks, but we're doing school, work, one of us or both of us are sick, but we'll get to them as soon as we can. And I think near the end of it, one of the goms had like a car accident, which we didn't know about. It wasn't until someone in the group chat like said like, "Hey, we've been waiting on these for a while. Like, what's the status? Like, you've had them." And they're like, "Oh, well, so and so had a car accident, and it was put in our story highlight whatever thing." I'm so sorry that they had a car accident, but I think now some of us might feel bad for asking and like trying to rush, especially if someone had a car accident, but we don't know that. Not all of us can be checking story highlights like religiously, especially if they don't do story highlight updates like daily or every other day or weekly. Like a lot of times we're gonna check and there's nothing there, and then we're gonna not be checking it. I don't know. Either way, they took 2 weeks to send it to me, or not 2 weeks, 2 months to send it to me, and I genuinely think that they should have done the claims, like the claim photos, and if you're not doing address checks, go ahead and start packing it and then send it out, and then you can start dwindling down how many things you have. I don't, I don't know. But I'm also not doing any group order claims, like soft claims or whatever, this comeback. So I'm not doing this with anybody at all. I mean, when I see stuff, I will see, like, I will claim what I can, especially with that local gum. But for now, I'm not in any like soft claim, fixed claim group orders because of this tour. Every single penny that I can save is going to this tour because it's going to be expensive. 2 weeks gone, two different Airbnbs, a week long each, that I'm splitting with my sister, and then 3 ways with my friend when they join us in LA. But yeah. So that's why I kind of did this video where it's like collective. So the next video I might do a collective one as well, where it's like 2 months instead of 1 month. I'm still not sure because I'm not going to be buying a lot. I'm slowing down how much I buy in PCs, in like just on Instagram, in group orders, in Mercari hauls. So if I do a Mercari haul, it'll be small. But yeah, I mean that's basically why I'm doing this, is because like I have so much to plan because of this tour that I really can't be doing like a bunch of hauls like I plan to at the start of this. I think once the tour is over and I'm like recovered after coming back from a 2 week trip, which LA is in early August, so I think by September I should be getting my finances back in order because I do have debt to pay off before I want to move out of state with my sister. So I think once I come back, well, I think what I'm doing is I might go to When We Were Young festival in Vegas with my friend, who is basically like my sister. Like I our our moms were friends in kindergarten, I think, is what I was told. And so she's kind of like my sister, and she's kind of like the big sister I needed when I grew up because I have two older half sisters who weren't exactly the nicest to me for reasons of their own that I probably don't still to this day don't understand. But yeah, she was my sister growing up. She was a big sister that I needed, and I will be joining her for When We're Young festival so she can see some people. And yeah, so I think after AT, I might be saving for that. I have to talk to her again to make sure that we're actually doing it. And I don't know if she's paying. She said that she would pay for everything, but I'm not gonna make her do that. I'm still gonna be paying for like my plane tickets or part of the hotel or whatever I may need. Like I'm not gonna make her pay for everything. She said she would, but she that's just how she is. So yeah. So I think after September, after ATs, I might still have to save for that trip. I don't know how long we'll be there because I think I only have 3 days of PTO left after that. So yeah, if I'm still going to that festival with her, then I will save for that, and then after October, I can maybe get back to. Well, then comes the holidays. Crap. I don't know. I just won't be doing as many hauls. I think I have enough content planned to be filming for a while and like putting out videos for at least I don't know how often I'll upload, but maybe till the end of the year. I don't know. Like I think I have about like 10 videos planned and I can probably space that out far enough that I can probably do it until next year when I can probably get my finances back in order to be buying PCs as often as I want and as often as I was. But yeah. Oh, something I didn't talk about was how I keep track of my orders and my trades and my um I still have like a few minutes left of talking. So yeah, just I take screenshots of things and I keep it in a folder like orders on the way, trades, and then as I get them and as I get my trades, I cross it off. And as I get my orders in, I cross it off. And as I get my goes, I cross it off. Um yeah. I don't know what else there is to talk about. Now that I yapped in this one, I probably won't have a lot to talk about when sleeving. Maybe. I don't know. It is May 18th, and Baekhyun from EXO, who is one of my favorite solo artists. Like, I like some EXO, but I really do. I mean, I like EXO, like their last full group album, which was Exist. That whole album, delectable. But yeah, he's he announced his tickets or he announced his tour. Finally announced ticket sales, which will be on Tuesday. I might try for tickets for my city for that. We'll see, because ATs. I'm on a strict budget. I'm on a budget gal. But yeah, I'll see. I'll probably talk about that, or I'll see if I have anything to talk about. Because I think next is going to be sleeving photo cards, and then putting some in binders away. Because I'll go over it. I have a lot of binders and the way I organize them. But I think yeah, next will be sleeving, and then maybe between sleeving photo cards, I will start sorting them in my binders and then setting up a new binder and then reorganizing binders. So we'll see how that goes. Man, I still have like 1 minute, almost 2 minutes left of talking. So what do I do? What do I talk about before I start yapping too long? I'm actually kind of thirsty. Just give me a second. Dr. Pepper. That's so Texas of me. Yeah, I've been talking for about 50 minutes at this point, so I needed that sip of soda. I have water on the side, guys, I swear. I actually drink water most of the day. And I've been drinking more. I wanted to yap about something else, but I'll probably talk about it in the next video. More about ATs and stuff, but yeah. Anyways, I got VIP for. Oh, I wanted to say I just saw the ATs movie, but it was good. I don't want to yap about it for too long. I loved it. Even though I went to the tour, it was so worth going to see it in the movie theater. But yeah, I have like another 45 seconds of talking. What should I talk about? Yeah. Ghost Teeny here. I don't know why I felt the need to say that name out loud. I really don't. I'm like trying to find stuff to say within the last few seconds because I don't want it to be silence when you guys end it. But yeah. So, anyways, I know I don't have a lot of people watching or people watching at all. I think a couple of friends and maybe some random people who find my account. But thank you guys for being here. I deeply appreciate it, even though I don't get a lot of viewers. Um, or I have some subscribers, but that's from like my old account. Anyways, I appreciate you guys being here, and I will see you in the next video. All right, bye.